Welcome to Diwali in the District. My name is Ben de Guzman, and I'm the Director for the Mayor's Office on Asian and Pacific Islander Affairs here in Washington, D.C. We're excited to offer a robust slate of programming to celebrate Diwali in the District of Columbia, and we are having different conversations with residents, with people who live in the district, so we can get their stories of their Diwali in the district. Right now, we're pleased to be able to speak with Tejpal Chawla. Tej is an attorney working in DC. He is coming to us from the Sikh Gurdwara in Washington, DC, and he actually used to serve as a commissioner on our Commission on Asian and Pacific Islander Affairs. So good evening, Tej, and welcome to Diwali in the District.
Happy to be here. It's a pleasure.
Great. So let's start. Tej, what does Diwali mean to you?
Well, Diwali to me is a celebration. And to people of my faith and people in the district who are of my faith, it's a time of celebration, it's a time of community, it's a time of gathering and community spirit. Usually it's celebrated with bright lights, festive clothing, bringing people together and bringing family together. Obviously, these times with coronavirus has been difficult for lots of us. Obviously, I'm here today at the Gurdwara, which is empty today, but would obviously have congregants here under more normal times. But we're very happy to celebrate Diwali, the spirit of Diwali, and of course the Sikh holiday, which is the same time as Diwali, which is Bandi Chor Divas.
Great. Knowing that many faiths, many different sectors in the community are going to observe the holiday in different ways, how is Diwali celebrated in the Sikh community?
So we celebrate the holiday of Bandi Chor Divas. Diwali itself, as you may know, is a Hindu spiritual religious holiday, which is cultural in India. It's celebrated Muslim, Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, all of whom will often have bright lights and celebrate in a similar way. But for our religious faith, what we would do is we would have a religious service. That religious service would start with what's called an Akhand Path. An Akhand Path is a reading of our holy book, the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, which we read cover to cover. It's about 1,600 pages long. It's written in Punjabi Gurmukhi script, and it'd be read continuously for 24 hours over basically 3 days. They would start on Friday night, read continuously with different congregants taking turns reading, and then finishing on Sunday morning with a prayer service followed by a free lunch and food for everyone who wants to join. So Bandi Chor Divas this year falls on November 14th. If this were normal times, you would have Friday evening, you would have a prayer service start. They'd begin the Akhand Path, the reading of it, and they'd be reading it out loud. So congregants can come in at various times to hear the holy book being read. Be read all day, all night. So throughout the evening hours, people would be coming to staff to read the book, and then they would come again in the morning and continue all day again, another night, and then finish in the morning, and then they have a longer prayer service on Sunday morning.
Great. Thank you for sharing that with us. I think it's important for us to be able to know the kind of cultural distinctions that people make as they observe the holiday. So thank you for that. Do you have any special memories of celebrating the holiday with your family or your friends or here in the district?
I do. Growing up, there weren't a lot of South Asians, and I grew up outside of Philadelphia. And the fact that Diwali was celebrated across the subcontinent and by people of the diaspora, you would often congregate with other people who were of a different faith, so Hindu or Muslim, but you still congregate together over a shared holiday. And Diwali often meant sweets. Mithai is the word in Hindi and Punjabi. Sweets, food, and bringing people together in community. And the fact that you would come from different walks of life and from different places, but still group together and come together was a very special memory. And we still do that today, although there are more South Asians now than we used to be, so that we have a greater number of people. We have far more in terms of number of gurdwaras, temples, mosques that people have. So the way that people celebrate it may be a little bit different in the sense that the community has grown, but I think the spirit still remains.
Great. How do you celebrate the holiday now?
Now it's more of a personal family one. Once you have children, it sort of changes, I think, your focus a little bit. But I would say that the focus is now is to try to bring community together. And for me, that means coming to the Sikh Gurdwara, means prayer. It also means sharing. And it also means trying to bring a little light in everyone's life. And that's sort of, I think, the spirit of Diwali is to bring light into darkness and to dispel myths, to reach out in charity, and to help your fellow man. I think that's a common tradition within the Sikh community. That's what our faith teaches us to do. I think Diwali is just a natural way for us to show that spirit.
What are the unique challenges that this particular moment presents to you all as you're looking to celebrate and observe the holiday this year? Like, obviously, it's going to change, and what do you anticipate? And what does this moment mean to you as you celebrate, as you begin to observe the holiday?
Well, this is a very difficult time. We talked about coronavirus. We have a divided country. There's an election tomorrow. It's hard to not put all that in the context of understanding that we're in a place of trying to remember that we are one people. When I say one people, we're the human race. We need to care for each other. And that begins with us remembering tradition, that us remembering spirituality, becoming centered, and having something in focus, and to use this time of year as well to bring light to darkness. When there is people who of different faiths who may disagree, try to bring them together, to try to dispel myth and give truth, and try to speak truth to power. These are the things that I think that are hard to do in these times, but I think are vital for us to do going forward. Yeah, so this has been a challenge, obviously, for many religious communities in the district. Obviously, there have been legal restrictions, but also practical ones because of COVID. So what the Sikh Gurdwara has done is they've done virtual services. So on Sunday and other days, you still have performances here at the Gurdwara, the religious services. And that religious service includes kirtan, which is religious song performed by the Granthis, or the persons of spiritual knowledge here in the Gurdwara. And they do services here at the Gurdwara and then broadcast them on the internet on YouTube for people to participate. Hopefully there will come a time soon when we can congregate more in person, but those challenges are significant.
Mm-hmm. But thank you for that. I think your answer actually provides some light in the darkness that we're facing now. It's it's very easy to get caught up in the moment, but I'm really sort of feeling this kind of optimism that you're trying to share with us. What is this? Why is this important to keep your heritage and tradition? And how does this serve as an opportunity to do that?
Well, obviously, who you are and what your religion is an important part of your character and an important part of your identity. For Sikhs in particular, because we are often very visual, people can see us from far away. We have been mistaken for Muslims historically. And obviously, post 9/11, there's been a lot of discrimination against Sikhs. Existed beforehand, too. That's not a new thing. But some of the hate crimes and some of the problems we experience as a community have continued to occur, which is very unfortunate. And I guess it's partly from that you sort of can see a little bit that your identity is tested and who you are as a person is tested. And when it's tested, you begin to see a little more about who you are and who you need to be as a person. And I do think that when we have these moments of crisis, that sometimes they can be helpful for us to find what's really important in our lives. And so for me and in my community, the fact that we have come through various struggles and continue to come together as a community is an important thing for me. And having children, having a child, educating your child in your tradition and your religious faith is incredibly important, because that's how we experience a lot of the world. We experience it by sharing these traditions, sharing family traditions, sharing memories together, and of course, hoping that your own children will have and share your religious identity is helpful. But obviously, you have to try. And if you don't try, you're not going to succeed.
Yeah. Well, Tej, thank you for sharing your culture and your community with us. Thank you for sharing your observances of Diwali in the district. with us and our members. Is there anything else that you want to share? Contact information for the Gurdwara or other resources that people can look up if they want to find out more?
Sure. There's a website for the National Gurdwara. I'm going to butcher it, so I'm just going to leave it that you can look it up online.
Yes.
It's Sikh Gurdwara DC, I think it is, .org. I'm not holding to that. But it's located at 3801 Massachusetts Avenue. Post-coronavirus, they're open for people who want to come and visit the Gurdwara. If you come on Sunday, there's a free meal that's breakfast and lunch. That's to anyone who wants to come in. When you enter the temple, the Gurdwara, all you need to do is take off your shoes and cover your head with, and there are headscarves provided here, so you can just come anytime you want to, and all are welcome. And I would say also, we're part of a community here, so we participate in the Unity 9/11 walk here every year that brings together all the houses of religion on this road together, and people group together and walk together. Obviously, this year was different. But we're part of the community, and we want people to know and understand who we are, and we also want to learn from others as well. So we hope it's all part of the same spirit, and that obviously is part of Diwali as well.
Great. Well, thank you for bringing some light to our conversation, and happy Diwali.
Thank you, Ben. Have a good one.
Thanks. Take care.